Hi there, DevDrawn. We've been talking for quite a while now, and you've been my friend for quite a while as well. You're part of my team on Volpine Studios, and I would like to ask you a few questions about how did you first start working on Roblox Studio, and how did you even find out about it?
So to start this off, I started Roblox in 2016, and around 4 months after that, I was really curious on how these games are even on the platform and how can I make these games? And that's what really brought me into, I mean, gaming in general, not just development, but just gaming in general, understanding how the games work and how these games are functioning.
Interesting.
Um,
So you were
yeah.
actually interested in how the games are functioning. So when you first started playing, you're just looking at all the different game mechanics, and were interested yourself in how it works and if you can make something like that. Is that correct?
Yeah, basically, I was really curious. I mean, I get curious about all the games I play. I'm like, yo, how did they do this graphic stuff? I didn't really know the right terms. I was like, oh, these graphics are cool. What is that? And like, I look up tutorials and YouTube videos. I'm like, what software are they using? That looks cool. And that was when I saw someone working in Unreal Engine and all that stuff, but that's unrelated to Roblox. So yeah, it was really interesting to me. It always has been interesting.
Well, that's great. And I guess you got a lot of insight from just playing some of the top games on Roblox, just seeing how the different mechanics work and so on. Where did you first find any sort of information or any different tutorials on how to develop your own game?
Funny enough, I never looked at a tutorial for Roblox development at all. I was actually going to make one myself at one point.
Oh, really?
Um,
That's interesting. Why
yeah.
didn't you make anything? I mean, you're a great developer. I know you don't actually build anything on Roblox, but you do voice design and different sound design, as well as some 3D modeling.
Yeah, but after a while, after I've been in the community for a long time, I've met with a lot of, bigger developers, which kind of put me down at the low tier on the ladder. So I'm trying to slowly climb my way back up to them, but I mean, they're still climbing, so I gotta wait till you know, I gotta wait, basically.
I get it.
Keep
So you're
grinding.
trying to grind your way up to try and get into the top tier development program and see if you can like find different creators that would like to work with you, right?
Yeah, basically, that way it's easier for me to network and connect with, people that could try to create something together, collab. And it would really motivate me into creating YouTube, knowing that, I can do this and it's possible for me to do it. Knowing that it's possible will help me succeed. That's for everyone, I hope.
Right, right. Everyone would like to succeed in development. But let's get started with just let me know about what it is actually that you do on Roblox Studio, like which aspects of the game it is that you're creating and adding onto the game.
So, are we talking about like in a timeline manner? Like what did I do first to what do I do now? Or
Whichever one you'd like, but sure, let me know where did you start first on Roblox Studio development.
I started building.
You
I
started
mean,
building.
yes, I would say for everyone started building on Roblox first.
Of course, that's the most engaging process and like the most rapid growth process. So everyone does start on
Yes,
building. Sure.
yes. Most someone is, built some try to build a house or something. 100%. They don't have to admit it, but I know them. They're out there somewhere.
They're out
Um,
there somewhere, these house builders. For
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Myself?
yeah. You build some sort of houses, but
Yeah.
I'm talking about like non-colored, just trying to build the most amazing house, and then you end up with a unproportional box with yeah.
Oh, come on.
No support.
Everyone started with building unproportional boxes with like a hole in the wall for a door or a window.
Mm, no, I actually started building items and props.
Oh yeah.
Sounds weird, I know, but I was really interested in asset design, prop design.
Okay, so were
Uh,
there like interior design props? Like tables, chairs, so on?
Basically, interior, outerior, cars, tables, okay, pill bottles, inhalers, TVs, computers, laptops, mouses, Tic Tacs, water bottles, markers, everything.
Alright. So you were working on like a little bit of a smaller scale thing. Household items. But now you do sound design. How did you get into that?
So after I started modeling, I was in HD. It was prime time of HD actually. Just I joined in HD just in time.
And for
Um,
those of you guys that don't know, HD is a Discord server where people can collaborate on different projects and like talk to each other. Game devs can talk to each other for different purposes on Roblox Studio. But yes, go on, please.
HD has driven me around many road paths. Some good, some bad, and I would say most good came out of it. After building, I met someone who was like really into like trying to get people to model and stuff, learn Blender. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. What is this? This software looks scary, bro. Like I'm used to the nice, simplistic Roblox studio design for kids. And I'm like, I've tried using that software and I can't do anything. And then he's like, you can literally like learn this in a month. I'm like, sure. So he forced me to make a sword. Yeah, forced me to. And now I modeled after
Right.
that.
So now you do modeling on Blender. That's what he's talking about, guys, if you don't quite catch it.
Yes, Blender.
So he modeled some Blender and he makes absolutely amazing, different, stunning designs for food, different cutlery, kitchen utensils, anything you can find in the house, and even some of the bigger models. He does all of those things on Blender, which is absolutely amazing considering you can cut down on poly count and get a lot of more intricate designs on smaller scale items and even the grander scale items. DevDrawn is absolutely really good at that, and he is continuing building on that front. However, he also does sound design, as I previously said. So would you like to let everyone know on how you found out about sound design and what got you interested in it?
So, funny enough, I know when we talk about sound design, but before sound design, okay, I was actually trying to voice act. I
Okay.
know it seems like the other way around, even though my voice is annoying. What I mean by voice act is, how do I say it? What I sound like right now isn't like it. It's kind of like when you put a filter on your voice, right? Like, let's say you're using say what is it called? Voice mod, whatever that cringy software is. But I make my own filters and I changed up my voice a little bit. Of course, I'm not just speaking monotone into a mic and adding filters. But I don't have that deep voice, that's stereotypically for voice act. So
Right. So you do modify your voice quite a bit to make it applicable for whatever it is that you're doing the voice acting for, like an old man or whatever it might be, right?
yeah, so I try to imitate the voice by myself, and then if I'm like, what, let me add a little bit of pitch, change some of this stuff, then I'll do that. And at the end, it sounds good. I'm not gonna give someone something bad and mediocre. If I don't think I can do it, I'm gonna tell them that I can't do it.
Yeah, for sure. And so first you started with voice acting. That was going pretty well. I actually saw some of your voice acting things. Trust me, guys, he does not sound anything like he does on this audio clip that you guys are listening to right now. But anyway, you also started doing different sound design things, such as like sound effects for a light switch or whatever it might be. How did you get into that?
You really want me to go into sound design? Okay, fine. After voice acting, I started doing sound design. On Audacity, which is a free sound design platform. It's pretty nice. I started off by using my voice. Like I said, I went from voice acting to sound design, so it's not too hard to guess that I used my voice for my first sound ever, and it sounded good. I'm like, hold on, wait a
What
minute.
was the first sound you've ever designed with your voice?
It was a cricket.
A cricket. Nice. Nice.
I did really good. I don't know how, but I fooled a lot of people on Discord and be like, yo, I got this cricket sound from like this royalty website, and everyone was like, yo, that's cringe. I'm like, yeah, sure. But yeah, I was actually my voice. You cut it up, edit it a little bit, play around with the stuff. I don't really know the name for it to explain it to you guys, but those who know. Just play around with
Yeah,
voice
so
clips.
what different features do you use on Audacity to make your voice sound like a cricket, which sounds absolutely crazy, but you did do it and it did sound pretty good. I know myself because I did hear the sound effect. But yeah, what different tools and effects do you use on Audacity to change your voice?
Well, I won't go into too much detail on like the voice mimicking because everyone's voice is different. But you really gotta get out of your comfort zone with with yourself and really use your voice box as maximum as you can, even if it means to use the back of your throat and do some weird things. And not like that. I'm sorry, guys.
Right.
So you just really gotta have a ear for it. Sound design is all about listening to things 100 times a day, over and over again, trying to get the perfect pitch, the perfect amplification, the bass, everything, like the pitch, everything. Though cricket sounds, they need echo. I would assume it's obvious. Crickets, they kind of have a weird way of communicating with each other. So I also had to add variety and because crickets they actually don't use their mouth. They use I forgot what it was.
They use their wings. They
use their wings and do some weird sound, and it sounds.
Come on, DevDrawn, you're telling me you don't have wings to make cricket noises with?
Not anymore.
You had wings before? That's crazy, man. Me too.
Yeah. On my Roblox avatar, but not IRL. Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Who knows with this new technology?
Yeah.
All right. So you're making different cricket noises. Would you like to let others know like different catalog of things that you've so far designed on Audacity, like different sounds?
So let me pull this up real quick.
Yeah, so what was the different sounds that you so far created on Audacity?
So, of course, for your team, Volpine Studios, I actually made all your sounds for the game.
Right. And by the way, guys, I'm gonna put in the different sounds that he created so far in the clip so you guys can listen to different sound effects.
So the first one coming up is an outside humming sound coming from a neon sign called the motel. And I really had to think, if a broken down motel sign that's barely getting money, that's not the lights aren't updated, what would it sound like? So I really had to be creative with using my voice from scratch. Yes, like I said, I use my voice for most of these sound effects. I'm not going into detail, but just know it is possible. So here's the first one.
Nice.
And you would assume, that's come on, that's nothing, right? Yeah, it is nothing. It's a outside humming effect. It's supposed to be simplistic, not too dramatic or anything. Not too,
It's nothing crazy. It's just a
yeah,
humming effect for a neon sign, right? So,
yeah. The
but what's the second one?
second one is a pipe leak, which also included a variety of tools as well. And you can kind of hear where it kind of like switches up a little bit, has variety. The next one of your favorites, which sounds like this. I know, right? Very sci-fi. It sounds very, very smooth. It's not too dramatic at all. Everything kind of is very harmonic.
Yeah,
You
that
know?
one sounds really cool. I like it. I like it. And there is also a second robot sound design, right? That you have.
Yes, yes. I don't have it right now, but yes, there is. Though I can't play it, but it can play one of my personal favorites, the Portal, which you can find in the game when it comes out. Here it is. Here it is right now.
Yeah, so that sound is actually really, really smooth because you can hear the different lightning effects and the pearl swishing effect. It sounds really cool. And all of
Very
those things you done on your own with actual like
with
different
tools.
household items, tools, and your voice. It is amazing the different things you can do and
Yes,
to
and
modify your voice.
as a matter of fact, that Portal sound, I got inspiration from a game called Chicken. So I imitated that sound first, and then, added my own twist. I basically took inspiration from another game, mixed it up with the current game. It made my own sound, synced with the moving parts in the game currently right now.
That is very nice, Dev. And is there any other sound effects that you'd like to show off and let people listen to maybe quickly? I know you made the sound effect for me for the subway system, which is a little bit of a spooky, creepy sound. So let's give that a listen real quick.
All right. Ooh, very, very sinister.
Yeah, that one is quite spooky. And you guys can actually see the different places that all of these things are placed in around the world when you join the game when it's released. And I'm sure you guys are gonna have a great audio experience with everything that's currently in, and we're gonna be adding more and more things as we continue developing.
Definitely.
Yeah, so now that everyone has had a sample of different things that you have created so far, is there anything that you'd like to let other people know? Like, is there any other things that you'd like to develop in the future or are developing right now that you'd like to talk about?
Like a project I might be working on currently.
Yeah, like a project or any different like sound effects that you're currently working on or would like to work on in the future.
So, I actually need to work on some more robotic sounds. For our new UI, NPC system, Pathfinder system for our game. Which will be very cool. It'll be a lot better than before because you only get better in the future unless you stop working for like a decade. But the second thing I've been working on is managing another big, huge, exciting Marvel game coming on Roblox in 2023. It's being worked on very, very fast, actually. It's a very competitive gaming community when it comes to Marvel games on Roblox. None of them have been published yet because, again, they're competing. So if, a bad model comes in, they're going to have to redo it because other games are going to have something better. Always a competing game in the Roblox developer community. So I'm working on that. It's called Project New Mutants. It's a very, very well made game, well made models, not made by me, by someone better than me. I will give credit to him. He is very good at what he does.
And you're making
And
different sound effects for that game as well?
this game, no, I'm only the community manager, so I basically keep the statistics balanced, keep them up and going.
Yeah, so that game is really interesting. I hope that project does succeed, but it is interesting to me. How come all of these different games are able to capitalize on a pre-existing concept that is already copyright locked by bigger companies, like for example Marvel? I'm sure they didn't give any permission for that game to make some sort of Marvel game. How did they go around that, do you know?
Yeah, so it's not published yet, for one thing. I will say most of the games on Roblox, like all these anime games on Roblox, they're being ignored. Because you really can't do much about it. Anime companies aren't really looking on Roblox, since they're not a gaming company. They're, they make anime. They make manga books. The anime series. They're not really worried about the game developers and what they're doing, right?
Right.
So that's why most anime games on Roblox are still here. Though games like Pokemon, there's Pokemon Go, there's other Pokemon games out there, and the fact that Roblox is trying to compete, Nintendo is not going to like that. So Pokemon Bronze.
Is there any advice that you'd like to give to the fresh starting developers that would like to get into designing sound effects and just doing different sound effects overall in Roblox Studio?
Of course I do. I always do. If you're just starting off to do sound design, I wouldn't try to go for the most complicated sound effects or a particular style like Pokemon Go, Pokemon style, with the bit sound effects and all that stuff. I'd instead try to be yourself. Try to make your own and be creative. Don't try to actually make a specific sound, because you don't really know what sound you're going to make until you try it out. Because you might try to make a drinking sound and it turns into something totally different. So it's all about just do it. Just go for it. Just make some sounds, press that record button, and just do some stuff in the mic.
Right, just like that Nike commercial. Just do it. Well, you heard it from Dev. Just get into it, start designing different sounds, and see where it goes. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. But you won't know until you do start doing that.
Yes, and I learned that the hard way.
Right. And do you think people should use Audacity when they're making their own sound effects?
Oh, for sure. I'm not biased. I might be a little bit biased to Audacity, but I actually found Audacity quite simple to use. You might think it's an ugly UI. You might think there's not enough features, but there's just enough features for you to make a game-ready sound effects just like that. It may take some time. You may need, if you really want to get into sound design, I do recommend a second option called Ableton, but that's for something totally different. I won't get into that. Audacity is free. It's safe. It gets updates, and I highly recommend it. It's very easy to do. You can have plugins, and it's new but friendly.
It's noob friendly, yeah. I actually even made some things on Audacity back when I was in high school as well. And it is a quite neat program. It is quite outdated on the UI front, but it's user friendly. Anyway, thank you very much, Dev, for joining this video, and it was a pleasure talking to you. I hope you guys enjoyed the video with DevDrawn over here. We're going to be making more different interviews with other game developers, and please stay tuned, subscribe, like, leave a comment. I'll be responding to all of the different comments you guys leave, and I'm excited to see you guys in the next video. Bye.